Hi all, Justin from Social Paintball. Today we're going to talk about grenade launchers in paintball for use with scenario games to take out tanks and other kinds of bunkers and larger targets. There are essentially two categories that I've identified, at least, of grenade launchers for paintball, and they're based on the size of the barrel and what they're able to launch. So on one hand you have the 40 millimeters M203 style launchers where you usually have a shell of some sort. This is a product from S Thunder. And these shells you charge with a gas, be it propane, CO2, or HPA. CO2 is really the gas of choice for these because you want to pack a lot of punch into this small little shell. And those shells load into the device. And here we have the pistol grip grenade launcher from S Thunder. And we'll be going into detail about all these S Thunder products that they're nice enough to provide for this grenade launcher overview. Another kind of thing to think about is with the M203 styles, you also have the option of using S Thunder shells with the Airsoft M203 real mil-sim product. So you might have one that looks exactly like a grenade launcher, like on this marker, and you can use those same shells in those mil-sim launchers and load them in and launch devices right from underneath your marker. It looks really badass and it's kind of cool. So that's one category. Second category of launchers, essentially launchers that can launch Nerf rockets. And these are mini Nerf Vortex rockets. Best of my understanding, these are now out of production, so that's a factor to consider. And essentially you need to have a barrel that is 2 inches in diameter to fit in the Nerf rockets. There are only a few, there's only one product that I know of on the market that's regulated and is approved for use in Viper scenarios and probably some others as well. And that's the Metadyne Havoc launcher. So if you want to use Nerf rockets, quite often you'll have to get a Havoc launcher. It's around $350, $350 for a Havoc launcher. Or if the rules allow, you might build your own launcher and put a regulator on it. This one just goes straight from the tank, which is regulated into the pipe. So it's more of a air cannon and is not regulated, but this is what I have to work with. So those are the two types of grenade launchers, and I'm going to go over the S Thunder products in detail, as well as some different ammo options and kind of where I see things headed and what I think should really happen with launchers to make it more of a fair game for tanks and such in paintball. So we'll go ahead and go in detail on these products and go and have some fun launching some things so you can get a sense of the distance, and I'll tell you what I think. So let's take a look. Inside here, nicely packed, is the launcher. Hauled that out, kind of keep the weight down. It's composite plastic. And here you have the breech release. So with the S Thunder grenade, you would have it charged, drop it in. Okay, got the safety on now. And then you take the safety off and you'd pull the trigger and it'd trigger the device. And with this composite frame, this is probably one of the lightest launchers out there. And so 10.3 ounces is your total weight on that. And you could imagine how much easier that would be to cart around with you all day in a scenario game. Okay, here we have all 4 shell types that were provided to Social Paintball for review. With the grenade shockers, again, you've got a reservoir there that you can fill with different materials that you want to shoot out, be it airsoft BBs. Here we have 43 caliber paintballs. So you would fill that right up. And then take the plugs that are provided, and you can purchase big giant bags of extra plugs for use. Once you've filled this all the way up, you put that plug in. The foam ball grenade, same process. Basically stuff that ball in there all the way, charge it up. Same easy, universal kind of setup for S Thunder on all their products. So go ahead and charge that. Once that's charged, it's ready to go. So you just have various capacities here where you might put multiple balls into the longer shell. You could put 3 or 4 in there and you'll have a higher volume to shoot out. Same with the shocker adapters. Here you can see the length of the various shells. We range from about 4.5 inches up to 7 inches for the longest shell. You already have seen the foam ball grenades, which have their own special shell that S Thunder has. So that's one idea. You could have the foam ball grenades in there and they'd be loaded in. They'd shoot foam balls. But the most common question I get is, can I use Nerf rockets with this device? And so let's just look at what that would entail real quick. The Nerf rockets themselves, you can see how long they are. Okay, so already we kind of have an issue. 40 millimeter size is actually 1.5 inches. It's not 2 inch. The Nerf rockets, basically you've got 2 inches that you need in order to have them fit. So a lot of folks, when they use the M203 kinds of devices, they'll trim those fins down. Some rules allow for a certain amount of trimming, and then they'll stuff the rocket in. And that would scare me actually, but for different reasons. So you can see with the 40 millimeter size, yeah, it's got an interesting look to it, and isn't really made for the Nerf rockets, although you can use them. There are other companies out there that make products such as 40 millimeter foam shells, and just put that in there and then basically stuff your charge shell behind that. And you can see that would work fine. It's on safety right now. Okay. So you can get some foam shells for that. I think they sell them in 5-packs. So hopefully that helps you all with some other ideas other than what you can already load into the actual grenade shocker housing here. You know, airsoft BBs and whatnot. So S-Thunder really gives you some flexibility, given that they have different markets, as to what you're going to use with this product. Big man on campus. Friendly day of guns. All right, so here we are. You can see I've got a whole football field to play with here with these launchers. Just don't try this at home. Make sure you get permission. I did get permission from Campus PD, as well as from the sports complex, and reserved this field. So everything's safe here. Everything's cool. Don't want you guys going out to school with any of your launchers, all right? So let's go ahead and try these out. Okay, we got my air cannon here. Got a Nerf rocket. Let's see what the range is on the shot. So with the Nerf rocket, you're gonna have to have something to tap it down in there with. I'm using HPA. And we'll go ahead and gas up the chamber, and let's see how far she shoots. We'll go ahead and stuff a Nerf rocket in there, pack it down in. Go ahead and air this up, and we'll see how far we can get her to shoot. Oh! Okay, so now we got the S-Thunder cartridge here. I'm going to charge it with some CO2 at the top. Now it's charged. Go ahead and take the foam ball grenade. Let's see what the range is on that. Stuff that in the end. And we'll load it into the launcher. Make sure safety's on. And fire. Not so much. All right, let's go to the big guns. And we got a foam ball grenade in here, so we'll load her up. Let's test her out. Okay, so now we're going to try the Milsim Labs 40 millimeter slugs in the S-Thunder launcher. See how far these go. So go ahead and load the slug in first and slide the CO2 cartridge in behind that. Ready to go.
Smiley son of a bitch.
First shot wasn't too bad. Let's try another one. All right, so we shot all 3 types of ammo out of our launchers. But essentially on the unregulated air cannon, we had the farthest shot with the Nerf rockets. Nerf rockets are discontinued now, so that's going to be a problem going forward. And you can definitely see, at least with them unregulated, even when they're regulated, those suckers will fly. And I don't think they really make it too fair for tanks that spend a lot of money and time getting the tank to the field, only to be shot out real quick. The foam ball grenades are the shortest distance we found, probably because the mass of them is so small. They're a little denser and they actually hit harder. So when I tested these on Viper Paintball, he actually did not like those ones. They hit a little hard because of their smaller shape and size when you're at close range. And then they don't fly as far. So foam ball grenades, I'd have to say, nah, let's not bother with those. The good happy medium is the foam slug that Milsim Labs makes. It's 40 millimeter, fits in the M203, which you can pick up cheap on airsoft sites for under $100, compared to the Metadyne launcher, which is the only launcher that is regulated that will shoot the Nerf rockets, which is around $300 at least. You're looking at a significant price cut. Go ahead and go with the M203 with those foam slugs. I shot Viper with those. He likes those. He's thinking about approving them for play. And I think with the range and the way that they tumble, they'll be softer hits. They'll make the game more competitive and allow tanks to really have more fun at the game, as well as the players. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.
So Justin, what happened?
Huh?
What just happened?
Well, I opted out of shooting the kindergarten class. We decided they want a picnic in the middle of the field.